zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko manu momwe zisamakuphonyeni. Imeneyo inali nyimbo yomwe anamuimbira Duwana Muhammad, mtsikana yekhayo amene analemba mayeso pa primary ina ya ku Mangochi. Mtsikana olimba mtima kwambiri, mtsikana opirira, komanso mtsikana olimbikira. Chifukwa mavuto amene Duwana anakumana nawo, anthu ambiri akanatha kugonja ndi kusiyira skulu panjira, koma Duwana mavuto anali chinthu chomwe chimamulimbikitsa tsiku ndi tsiku kuti azathe tsiku lina kusimba lokoma. Inde mavuto asamati foketse ayi, koma chizikhala chida choti kankhira ndithu napita chitsogolo. Inu mukhale pomwepo kuti muthe kumva nkhani yochititsa chidwi ya mtsikana wachichepere wa zaka 17 zakubadwa. Mukhale pomwepo kuti tithe kumva kunena kuti nkhani ya Duwana, mtsikana wachichepere kwambiri, inali yotani. Takhalani pomwepo chifukwa ku National Youth Summit ya 2026 nde kunali zinthu zambiri zochititsa chidwi. Kunali magule osiyanasiyana, kunali nyimbo zosiyanasiyana, komanso ana achichepere aonetsa zinthu zambiri zosangalatsa ngati dziko. Takhalani pomwepo.
Panopa, the voice of resilience, youth representative Wainuyo, amene she is the only one amene ku school kwao anakonza mayeso a standard 8. So join me, timombele manja timpatse moto, the one and only Duwana Muhammad. Timulandire ku stage youth representative watu sobano. Perekezeni ndi manjao, perekezeni ndi manjao. Zina langa ndine Duwana Muhammad. Ndi saka 17 nimachokera mwadi muti yesho boma la Mangochi. Watu kuliana 5, amuna 3, akasi 2. Sukulu yanga tinapusira pa sukulu ya Mangale kuchokera standard 1 mpaka standard 8. Ndinayamba sukulu iyi mu chaka cha 2016. Ndipo kalasi ya standard 1 asungwana tinalipo ambiri. Kumafananilapo ndi ya chiwerengero cha Chinyamata. Tonse pamodzi tinalipo ana under 50. Mu standard 1 sitinachite bwino ndipo ndinabweresa. Koma sitinasiyire pomwepo ndinapitirizabe. Koma ntafika standard 4 nabweresaso chifukwa cha umphawi wapakomo pathu umene umapankhisa kuti ndisisowa zinthu zina monga chakudya, sofunikira ku skulu monga makope, school uniform ndi zovala. Komabe sindinasiyire pomwepo, ndinalembaso mayeso ndipo ndinapambana. Mu standard 5
Tose tinalipo ana 45. Koma pomwe tinafika muteremu yomalisa tinasala mwana 39. Munthawi imeneyi anyamata ena anasira sukulu panchira ndi kuyamba kuchita saulimi wa punga. Ena kuyamba kusopa somba kunyanja. Azikana anzanga omwe tinali mu kalasi imodzi anasiya sukulu chifukwa cha umphawi ndi uziwa pakhomo omwe umawapangisa kuti ayambe ntchito yogonana mosadziteteza. Ndikutenga mimba akadali achichepere. Enaso anapita kubanja akadali achichepere chifukwa chokakamisidwa ndi makolo awo komanso achibale. Ndipo enaso amangoganiza sosiya sukulu chifukwa choona kuti ata mzingu ndipo sangamakhalebe mkalasi. Ineyo sindinatengeke nawo khalidwe la asungwa nawo. Enawo lotengeka ndi anyamata ndi kuyamba chitidwe ogonana. Kapena kupita kubanja. Ine sindinapange nawo izi chifukwa kuyambilira kale ndinati ndi masomphenya osakhala dotolo oyamba apa musi pathu. Kotere ngakhala ndimakumana ndi mavuto osiyanasiyana pandekha kupatikiza kusekedwa ndi achinzanga koma maphunziro anga sindinawafune kuwasiyira pomwepo. Azanga amene anatenga mimbawo komanso achibale ena amabwera kusandusa kuti ndisiye sukulu ndipite kubanja kapena ndiyambe ntchito yogona ndi anyamata kuti ndizipeza ndalama. Koma ineyo ndinapitilizabe maphunziro anga chifukwa ndinali ndi cholinga chomwe ndimafuna kuti ndikwanirise. Nitapika standard 7 tinasala mwana wokwanira 21. Azikana tinalipo 16 anyamata 5. Kuchoka kwa mu standard 7 tinachoka mwasikana awiri anyamata 5. Amene tinapita kukayamba standard 8 sikana mmozi mjana sana. Nazala zikana ine. Koma ineyo sindinasiyire pomwepo paka ndalemba nawo mayeso a standard 8. Ngakhale ndinakumana ndi mavuto osiyanasiyana monga azizanga kumandiuza kuti ndikwatiwe kupanga sibwezi ndi mavuto kwa amakolo anga monga ngati kusowa kwa chakudya pa khomo ndi kusowa kwa zovala koma ndimangopilira musosesi. Chifukwa ine ndimafuna kuti ndizakwanirise khumbo langa losakhala dotolo. Ngati sungwana ndakumana ndi mavuto ambiri zedi kufikira pomwe ndalemba mayeso anga osiliza standard 8. Ndipo mwazina ndizimenezo ndafotokosa. Pozilisa nimafuna kufotokosa kuti pali asungwana ndi achinyamata ambiri omwe akukumana ndi mavuto osiyanasiyana muziko mwathu muno kuti apitilise maphunziro awo ngati zomwe ndakumana nawo ineyo. Ndikupuna kupempha boma kuti padera kuona mavuto ena omwe amapangiza kuti achinyamata asapese mwayi wa maphunziro. Ndikufuna kuyamikira boma chifukwa chomanga masukulu komanso kupereka mwayi kwa achinyamata kupita ku sukulu mwaulere. Zomwe zikupereka mwayi wa atsikana ndi anyamata omwe ali ochepekedwa kupesa mwayi wa maphunziro. Komabe pakufunika kuti masukulu amenewa asamatalikirane. Komanso makolo alimbikitse ana awo ubwino wopita ku sukulu. Makamaka mwa asungwana. Kupemba amabungwe akufuna kwabwino komanso boma litandizirepo asungwana ndi anyamata omwe ndi ofutika kuti apese mwayi opita maphunziro awo mpaka ku college. Omama kwachizana awo achishepere kuti kalidwe umenewu kumawayika ana awo pachiopsezo chotenga matenda komanso kuononga tsogolo lawo. Ndine Duwana Muhammad sikomo.
Mbamba nde Duwana youth chwe Duwana ndi dolo dolo katata Mbamba nde iweyo takufira kwambiri Duwana for our international delegates with us. Duwana here was sharing her story. And she comes from Mangochi, and in her village, she was the only female student that sat for Standard 8 exams. So all her friends in Standard 7, they were 15. In Standard 8, at the time they were supposed to write exams, it was only her that sat for that exam. So she was sharing with the group here that there were friends that would discourage her to get married. Friends would tell her to engage in sexual relations, but she did not do that. She followed her dream because she wants to be the first female medical doctor in her village, and she still stands by her dream. She furthermore implored the government to help in helping more girls to be in school, to go back to school, and indeed construct schools in places that are near to communities so that they do not spend a lot of time walking to school, and implored development partners and the international community to assist underprivileged girls like herself to remain in school and achieve their dreams. Another round of applause for Duwana. Youth chwe takhala kwa kanthawe would like to take a short breather. We are going to relax and stretch a little bit, and at this moment in time I will invite one of Malawi's celebrated artists who is going to perform our theme song for this year.
Youth chwe ndaba bandikana nakuti nayi komwe inu muzinena kuti motso eti ndikuyamba eti Tibase faed. Mabwana ndenda wali kusogolo ed. Aziweso kuti naiko mundijani godi. Naikom! Naikom! Mafana ona patali. Ndikati mafana ona patali munene kuti ayike ndi pachani godi. Ndipezerepo mwayi kwa mabwana amene muli apa. Achinyamata onse mukaona apa amaona patali. Koma support ndimene imatani godi imavuta. Nde mafana onse ona patali please mabwana haike ni pafupi chifukwa iwowa ali ndi kuthekera eti. Mafana ona patali. Alright apa ndeti mbeno youth try. Mafana ona patali. Ziko mukwambiri zina langa ndine Black Nina.
Shout out to the one and only Black Nina. I love to hear it. So we've got a few more remarks and then we'll be breaking for the part of the Youth Summit, the National Youth Summit 2026. What a morning it has been. Youth try. I like that you are all here in attendance because it means tsogolola anu mkulitenga serious. Ndipo simu kudikira kuti muzamve kwaena kuti zinali bwanji numuli konkuno. So our next speaker is going to be the NICOM board chairperson, Ms. Patience Silungwe Kembo, who will be taking us through the youth mandate, a chairperson's assessment of youth development and a call to action. So join me, round of applause, Yanu Ijamena Muguma Ipasira Moto, with the NICOM board chairperson, Ms. Patience Silungwe Kembo, ladies and gentlemen.
Youth tray. Youth tray. Hey, come after Duwana. Ay. Yes. Katogoza kwambiri. Honorable Minister Chipiriro Pinganjira, Deputy Minister of Natural Resources, the Secretary of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Jameson Dalama, the representative of the Chief Secretary, Mr. Jevas Chidwala, the UN Resident Coordinator, Ada Donto, the Chief Executive Officer of Standard Bank, Mr. Philip Madinga, Principal Secretaries and Senior Government Officials, UN Resident Representatives and representatives of development partners, representatives of non-governmental organizations, private sector players, Youth Representative Duwana Muhammad, traditional leaders, and all young people present. Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today at this important gathering of young people and stakeholders committed to the development of Malawi. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to His Excellency, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, the State President of the Republic of Malawi, for the trust and confidence placed in me through the appointment to lead the board of the National Youth Council of Malawi. This appointment is a powerful demonstration that young people are not only beneficiaries of development, but increasingly partners, leaders,
and decision makers in shaping the future of our country. So I take this responsibility with great humility, and together with my fellow board members, we recognize the trust that has been placed in us. And at this time, I'd like to ask the board members of the National Youth Council of Malawi to please stand so the people can see you. Thank you very much. I know that with trust comes responsibility. It is therefore our responsibility to ensure that the voices of young people are heard, that their aspirations, challenges, and ideas inform the policies and programs that affect their lives, and most importantly, that deliver results. I also wish to express our sincere appreciation to government, development partners, the private sector, civil society, academia, communities, and all who continue to support youth development in Malawi. Youth development is not the responsibility of NICOM alone. It is a national responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this summit challenges us to do three things: reflect on progress, measure impact, and expand prospects. We must acknowledge that progress has been made. We have seen attention to youth increasing in youth participation, towards youth participation, entrepreneurship, education, skills development, innovation, and leadership. But today, we must ask a more important question: what has actually changed in the life of a young Malawian? Has a young person found a decent job? Has a young entrepreneur grown their business? Has a girl at risk of dropping out remained in school? Has a young person with a disability been given a genuine opportunity to participate? Has a young person in the rural community gained access to skills, finance, technology, and markets? Because progress is not simply about the number of programs we implement. Progress is about lives changed. The reality that is facing Malawians is that Malawi is a young country, and our young population is one of the greatest assets. But that potential will only translate into national progress if we invest in our young people. The employment challenge remains significant. The latest World Bank and ILO modeled estimate puts young youth unemployment among 15 to 24-year-olds at about 6.9% in 2025. But we must look beyond these numbers. These statistics do not fully capture the young person surviving through irregular work, the graduate unable to find employment, matching their skills, or the young entrepreneur whose business remains small because they cannot finance their business. So the question is not simply how many young people are unemployed. The bigger question is how many young people have access to decent and productive economic opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, we must also confront school dropout rates and the early pregnancy, because this is where the program starts. In 2024, the Malawi Annual School Census reports that 227,102 learners dropped out of school. 227,102 learners dropped out of school, representing a national dropout of 4.3%. Further to this, the 2024 Malawi Demographic and Health Survey found that 32% of young women aged 15 to 19 had ever experienced pregnancy, rising to 34% in rural areas. These are not simply statistics. They represent young lives and futures. We must therefore stop treating unemployment, school dropout, and teenage pregnancy as separate issues. They are connected. Limited access to education can reduce skills and employment opportunities, while poverty and vulnerability can increase the risk of negative outcomes. And our responsibility collectively is to break that cycle. This is why the theme of this summit matters. Accelerating progress means asking difficult but necessary questions. As Adadonto had said, what works? What does not work? Who is being reached? Who is being left behind? And what must we do differently? As NICOM, we are committed to creating platforms where young people can meaningfully participate, such as the summit. But we do not want to simply give young people a microphone so that they can speak. We want to make sure that when young people speak, someone listens. When someone listens, something changes. And when something changes, young people can feel the difference in their lives and communities. That is meaningful participation, and that is impact. Ladies and gentlemen, expanding prospects means creating more pathways for young people to succeed. For some, that pathway is university. For others, technical and vocational education, agriculture, entrepreneurship, technology, the digital economy, creative industries, public service, or community leadership. Our job is not to force every young person through the same door. Our job is to open more doors. Those doors must lead to real opportunities, education and skills, youth-friendly finance, markets, innovation, digital access, decent employment, health services, and opportunities for young people with disabilities and those in rural areas. Today, I make a call to all stakeholders and to everyone in the room. Let us listen to young people, not simply speak about them. Let us invite them to the table where discussions are made. Let us invest in their education, in their skills, in their businesses, in creativity, in leadership, and in potential. Because when we invest in young people, we invest in Malawi. Youth responsibility must be matched by institutional responsibility. To the young people of Malawi, I will say, do not wait for someone else to do it. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start with what you know. Organize, innovate, network, collaborate. As you are at the summit, do network. There are many people in the room. Mr. Philip Madenga is in the room. Talk to him. Don't let him go before you speak to him. Distinguished guests, let us challenge ourselves to go beyond good speeches, conversations, and resolutions. Let us leave the summit with concrete commitments. Let us identify what needs to be done, how and who will do it, when it will be done, and how we will measure success. Because a resolution that remains on paper does not change a young person's life. A commitment without action does not create a job. A policy without implementation does not empower a young person. When we leave this room, let us ask ourselves one simple question: what will be different? That must be the true measure of our success. Finally, let us remember the Malawi we are building. Malawi 2063 is not a future that belongs to someone else. It is shaped today. Every policy we make, every young person we empower, every opportunity we create, and every barrier we remove is shaped being the Malawi that the future generation will inherit. The question is not whether younger people will shape Malawi's future. We already are. The question is whether we will give young people the space, the resources, the confidence, the opportunities to shape it well. Ladies and gentlemen, let us therefore leave the summit with renewed determination to listen, to partner, to invest, and to act. And together, let us accelerate progress and expand prospects for young people in Malawi. Because the future is not waiting for us, the future is being built by us today. Let me end with a thought from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Let us therefore not be discouraged by the size of the challenges before us. Let us believe that the better Malawi is possible and have the courage to do the work required to make it possible. Let us not leave the summit asking only what can be done. Let us leave asking, what will I do? Because the Malawi we want for 2063 will not be built by hope alone. It will be built by the decisions we make, the opportunities we create, the actions we take starting today. Thank you very much. May God bless the young people of Malawi. May God bless Malawi. May God bless the leadership of this country. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for the board chairperson of NICOM, Ms. Patience Lilongwe Kembo. We are going to move on with our program. And next to address us this afternoon is the Secretary for Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Jameson Ndalama. And I'll ask Mr. Ndalama to as well invite our guest of honor to address us in this event. Let's welcome Mr. Ndalama with a round of applause.
Our guest of honor, Honorable Chipiriro Mpinganjira, who is also the Deputy Minister of Natural Resources, the representative of the Chief Secretary, all senior government officials, distinguished guests and partners, all our youth delegates present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My task this afternoon is very difficult because I have been asked to invite the guest of honor to address us and also officially open the 2026 National Youth Summit. However, Honorable guest of honor, being the Secretary for Youth and Sports, I would like to make only 2 comments, not statements. The first one is to thank you, Honorable guest of honor, for coming to grace this occasion. We don't take this for granted. The young people need the support of our leaders, need closeness and comfort of your presence. Secondly, guest of honor, let me take this opportunity to confirm that the mandate of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is to provide policy direction and oversight on youth empowerment, sports development, and the development of culture and promoting the culture as well. Always, I ask my colleagues in the Department of Arts or Culture, what is the Malawian culture in terms of dressing, in terms of meals? So we have a very big task, Honorable guest of honor, for us to establish and publicize the Malawian culture. This is a heavy task we have. In youth empowerment, with the presence of our partners, government, we are doing well. In sports development, I don't have to say, we are doing very fine. But in culture, we need to establish our culture, Malawian culture. To achieve this, we work with various partners. We had so many speeches here from various stakeholders. And I was happy because each of the partners has committed continued support. Secondly, we work by formulating, reviewing, and aligning policies to ensure coordination of stakeholders and our programs. We also work by supporting youth programs in various ways. Finally, we work by engaging the young people themselves in all programs that concern them. That's why honorable guest of honor, we are here from today up to the next 3 days for the youth to discuss various issues that affect them and also come up with recommendations for us to implement. It is therefore my honor, guest of honor, to request you to address us and also officially open the 2026 National Youth Summit. Honorable guest of honor, sir, thank you.
Give me a seat. My youth chwe. Tatopa bepangono red. Laka tsiku lalitali red. Mwadziwa fake ndadziwa kuti mwatopa. You're not answering with power. The Secretary for Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Jameson Dalama, the Presidential Advisor, who is also our Regional Governor, Honorable Kambalame, for the Center, the representative of the Chief Secretary to Government here present, the UN Resident Coordinator, Ms. Ado Donto, the Board Chair of NICOM, Ms. Patience Lilongwe Kembo, together with the Board and the CEO of NICOM, Ms. Rhoda Gadama Misomari, the Chief Executive Officer of Standard Bank PLC, Mr. Philip Madinga, Principal Secretaries here present, and senior government officials. I've been told that we have members of parliament present here. Welcome to all our members of parliament. Thank you for gracing this summit. The private sector players, we've got MBS, Fedoma. Thank you so much for your presence. Youth representative, Duwana Muhammad, the traditional leaders, all the young delegates to this summit, the media, and ladies and gentlemen. We also have Mr. Jones Milanzi from the DPP Secretariat. Welcome. Thank you for gracing this occasion. Ndiye setsa kuti tifulumire kuti ngati mai gadama tikonzera chakudya tikadye. Chifake lijandikale. I stand here on a delegated authority from the President of the Republic of Malawi, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, and on behalf of the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Alfred Gangata, MP, to officially open the 2026 National Youth Summit. Please receive apologies from the Honorable Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. He would have loved to be here, but he's committed somewhere else. He hopes to make it to the summit within the next 2-3 days when you're still around. So hopefully he will still have a chance to interact with all the youth delegates here. This year's powerful theme, accelerating progress, reflecting on impact, expanding prospects for youth development in Malawi, sets the tone for a transformative dialogue. This is not just an event, it is Malawi's premier platform for young people to speak with conviction, share bold ideas, and directly influence national development. Before mapping the path ahead, we must look at where we are today. Malawi's youth population is our greatest national asset. The energy, deep creativity, and fresh ideas of our young generation are the ultimate fuel needed to transform the country. Yet we must entirely be honest about the massive challenges that remain. Too many young people in Malawi have challenges such as high unemployment and underemployment, limited access to business loans and land, lack of proper markets for the youth, skills mismatch between graduates and the modern labor market. These obstacles demand immediate and practical action. If we fail to act, these economic challenges will continue to grow and stall our collective progress. The government of Malawi is actively breaking ground, structural barriers to change the narrative. To unlock access to quality education, the government has completely abolished examination fees and school development fees in all primary and secondary schools. To build youth financial freedom, the government introduced the 100 million Constituency Youth Fund. This initiative provides vital business loans directly to youth entrepreneurs, turning raw ambition into profitable local businesses. Education and financial inclusion are the twin pillars of our strategy to fulfill the grand aspirations of the Malawi 2063 vision. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government cannot carry the massive mantle alone. This is an urgent call to action to our development partners, financial institutions, universities, and the private sector. To development partners, we urge you to continue investing in grassroots programs that yield real, measurable opportunities for young people. When we were outside, we saw quite a number of pavilions or stores that are working in conjunction with the UN and the development partners. We thank you for that, and we encourage you to continue working with the young people. To financial institutions, we come to you asking to design flexible, innovative financial products tailored to the needs of the young business persons. I wish to thank the Standard Bank for the products that you are already putting in place for the youth to have that mindset of entrepreneurship, mindset of savings, and a culture that is profitable for their future. To the private sector, we ask you for private mentorship, expand internships, and create decent jobs. To universities and training institutions, we come to you asking to realign curricula to arm youth and practical market-ready skills. The media, we ask you to make deliberate policies exposing the businesses of the youth, exposing what products are out there for the youth to know and to be able to access them. Together, we must shift the youth from being passive beneficiaries to becoming active job creators. I am glad that I have heard from some of you here already that you have your own companies, that you're employing others, and that we have a brighter future. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to speak direct to the youth. My youth chwe! My youth chwe! I want to agree with those who spoke earlier that you are not merely leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders right now. They don't believe it. My youth chwe! You are the leaders right now. The choices you make today will permanently shape the Malawi you will soon fully inherit and lead. I'd like to thank the State President for his deliberate attempts to put young people in leadership positions from all, I should say, in all departments of government, private sector. We have seen the board of the board which you lead, Madam. When you asked the board members to stand up, I saw that there are quite a lot of youthful people there. In cabinet, we have young people. Honorable Alfred Gangata, who I'm representing this afternoon, is a young minister. We've got a young minister of mining, a young minister of labor, a young minister of natural resources. So we would like to thank the President for putting the youth at the heart of decision making and at the heart of policy for this government. Honorable Kambalame, please take that message to the President to thank him for what he's doing for the youth. We urge you to use your talents, embrace digital innovation, and aggressively explore industries in such sectors as agriculture, mining, tourism, manufacturing, and ICT. Do not wait for jobs, create them. Guard your country by protecting public property and the environment. Go entirely beyond talk. Bring actionable solutions to this summit. The Ministry of Youth is ready to implement your recommendations. Rise up, innovate, build a peaceful, self-reliant, and prosperous Malawi. Before I conclude, I would like to say that after Duwana Muhammad gave her speech, Mr. Mandala came to where we're sitting from ndeyo akuti nde chimene atachite amutsegulira student account kuti ndalama zikhale safe. Nde ngakhale nalibe ndalama nane nangu auza achipanga ndati nane ndibwereke ni 500,000 ndiponyerepo. Ndiye mai Duwawa tikupempheni kuti mukapitirize mukhale chitsanzo kwa achinyamata asungwana ena kuti akalimbikire ngati mene mwalimbikira. Bwana Madinga akupezani kuti akutsegulireni account yo ndi 1 million imene yayambikayo ilowe mmenemo. Sindikudziwa mwinaso ena aponya, sindikudziwa. Mr. Simon Munde spoke quite a lot on things that we need to do to address some structural issues, problems that we have. As I mentioned earlier, I am here on delegated authority. How this opening ceremony has gone. So be assured that whatever you have said and whatever this summit, so now he was saying quite a lot of things that are very important. So I kept taking notes, and then the notes became more than my speech. Then I just said, let me try and summarize. He's talking about how to fix Malawi now and in future for the youth. I think that is patriotism. He told us to be patient. You won't open a business today and become a billionaire tomorrow. It can't happen. He said we must be patient, we must work hard. Then those three things reminded me of what our president actually says a lot. Our president actually says we must be patient, we must work hard, and we must be patriotic. So I think in short, let me summarize the keynote speaker's speech by borrowing those three words from the president, asking all the youth to be patient, to work hard, and to be patriotic. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, it is now my honor to declare the 2026 National Youth Summit officially opened. Thank you so much.
Zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuphonyeni.